Hi, this is Dan, and I'm here with a Let's Play video. This is a bit of a blast from the past. I'm going to be playing what I think is sort of an overlooked classic of the turn-based strategy genre, which is Crush Deluxe from 1997. So I played this a lot when I was in college, and I really enjoyed it. But not a lot of people ever talk about it, so I thought I'd make a video. I haven't played it a whole lot since college, so I played it, one or two games just to get my recording set up, checked out, and it's a little bit wonky on a modern computer. This was originally programmed to work with Windows 95, so it's a little bit like some of the UI things seem a little bit slow to respond and so forth, so I'm assuming that's just changes in the run environment manifesting themselves. So basically this is it's a sports game, but it's a strategy game, so it's a little bit of a weird mashup. So it's kind of like a strategy game like XCOM, where you're playing turn by turn, but rather than combat, the focus is on winning a sports thing, and the sport is a hyper-violent football. Although, I mean, it's a little bit more like rugby because there's no passing game, but it's interesting, and I'll explain as we go. So I started up a league game, which means we're going to have to draft our players here. We've got our team budget of 900,000 here, and there are these various different species that you can recruit to be on your team. So the humans, the basic kind of guy. You can also get these guys, and I love these. There's not a huge amount of sound in this game, but what there is, I kind of love the way that, like, this voiceover guy that gives you the names to the alien species is great. So these guys, let's see, yeah, so this is the slowness of the UI here, but these guys are great picking up and running with the ball, but they're not great at the checks, checking their opponents. But I like to fill out a few of these guys. Couple of these guys, they're kind of the more heavy hitters, but they're slow. And then wait for the UI to kick in here. And then I'll fill out the roster with humans who are sort of all around good players, and they're basically kind of the baseline. All the others are measured relative to those. I think we want a team of 9 to start out. Yeah, maybe we'll go I like that it goes hexadecimal in the player numbering. And we'll go over here, and actually I probably should have done this before I drafted players, but let's see, we'll go with a nice say brown jersey with kind of a cyan trim. It's a nice combo. Team name, let's see here. Call them. No, too long. So I'll just call them the Marauders, and I'll be the coach. And you pick the arena you play in when you're the home team. Probably doesn't matter too much, so I'll just go for this basic one. Now, equipment. The equipment is all illegal in the game. And if the refs catch you with it, they eject your player, but there's only a chance that the refs will catch you when you beam into the arena, and you'll see what happens there. So Surge Gauntlets, 50% chance of zapping opponents when checking them. So I'm going to buy these for my Dragorans because, like I said, they're not great at checking people, but if you've got electrified gloves, it doesn't matter how strong you are because you can still win with the zap. And then I'm also going to get some of these for my Gronks. And some spiked boots as well. And let's see, heavy armor plus 10 toughness. I think of it, let's say reinforced armor plus 5 toughness, pulsar armor, spiked. Yeah, see the detection on this is a little high, so I'm not going to go with that. Docbot. 50%, that keeps you in the game. I don't really remember what these options do. It's been so long since I've played and I didn't check the manual for these. Yeah, but I think this is how we'll run it, and I think there is an advantage to leaving some of your money unspent, so we're going to do that. And then these characters all have sort of, you know, RPG style stats, so they can upgrade over the course of the season. And so I think we have to begin. We go to schedule, and so all these other teams are going to be filled in with AIs once I hit start, which I'm going to do here. Yes, I'm ready to begin the season. And so it's like, you know, this was ran fine on computers from 20 years ago, so it's not, even though my machine's not top of the line today, it's certainly better than those. So these pauses and hitches are just kind of like weird software things. No, we don't want to shuffle the teams. Try not to sing along. Yeah, so we're gonna have to wait for this. And just the mouse click to register. And simulate all the computer games, yes. So we're gonna see sort of elements of what's going on with the AI game here. And then when it's our game, we'll actually play it, and then I'll explain sort of the rules of the game as I'm playing, and it'll make a bit more sense. I think of this as kind of like a weird highlight reel. Looks like there was a lot of action around the end zone in this one. Oh no, that's not the end zone. They barely picked it up. Alright. So this game's probably going to end in a tie because they're so far away from the goal. No, maybe not. Alright. a little bit hard to read the name of the team with the black text in the background, but alright, that was a quick one, so that's good. Mostly just waiting for our team to come in. Maybe I should have done an exhibition game instead of a league game, but the league game was sort of the main way to play, from what I recall, so that's why I went with that. So the interesting thing about the game is, I love that little sound element thing, the ice cold drinks guy. The mechanics work pretty well, but then also the sport is designed in a way that it makes the game sort of fun. So it's basically like, instead of a regular football where you've got two teams going for sort of opposing goals, this is a three-way match where there are three teams, and each one of them is just trying to get the ball across to the same end zone. So whoever gets the ball into the end zone gets the point. So it's kind of like there's a race element of like you're trying to get the ball away from the other team and to get it over the line. So it's all right, and we can start playing here. All right, so we're hosting the team, so we're the home team here. We're going to be playing against the Hybrids and the Symphonics. So to play the game, your players get beamed into the arena via these teleporters. So it's our turn. And so the game starts out, the ball isn't even in the arena yet. It's hidden in one of these ball dispensers. So as your guys are sort of randomly beamed into the arena one by one, you sort of have them run around and try to test these things. And you're trying to go for the find it, and then if they don't get the ball, they get zapped like that. And it's a turn-based strategy game, so you've got a certain number of action points, basically for things like movement, and checking takes 20 action points, moving a square takes 10 action points, and so forth. And you can see here sort of the stats. These are, like I was mentioning, like the RPG style stats. But they're, specific to the sport. So there's your checking stat, your strength, your toughness, your reflexes, your jumping, your ball handling, and your dodging ability or something. Yeah, and so normally when you get knocked down, you're just down. This guy got knocked down and stunned, so it's going to take a turn for his stun to wear off and then a turn to get back up. And then you can also be injured or even killed when you get knocked down. So that's why... did I remember to equip my equipment? I may not have. I may have bought it and then forgot to put it on. But that's why I was trying for the strength upgrades for my Gronks, is that they had a greater probability of injuring or killing the players in the opposing teams when they check them. Yeah, so since it's been a while since I've played, I'm probably not going to be playing optimally. Mostly working on, decades-old memory of how to play here. So see, he's not fully up yet. Alright, so that's activated. He's going for that one. So this slug guy is probably gonna get to this dispenser faster than we will, but it's probably to our benefit to at least be close by in case I'm specifically avoiding getting too close to him, because whenever you get within one square of an opponent, they get a chance for a reaction check when they just get a chance to check you. Alright, so, and once each dispenser has been activated, it can't be found. There's a random chance it'll be found in each one, and then as they're narrowed down, you get, there's more and more certainty about where it'll be. Alright, so he has some illegal equipment, and the ref bot detected it, so he gets ejected from the game. So it doesn't mean the ones that beamed in don't have equipment, just that the refs didn't detect any illegal equipment on them. Yeah, and there is also a chance when you check that you yourself can get knocked down. So there, he did a check against my guy, knocked himself down, but knocked me down with the stun. So. I think this is the only dispenser that's still active, so... I'm just trying to get my guys into position here for... Yep, so this is the only one that hasn't been checked, so the ball is definitely going to be found there. So, and then once the ball is found, whichever end zone is furthest from that becomes the active goal. So it's going to be this one up here. So I'm just trying to get some of my players to be in a position where I'll be able to react to whoever gets the ball, because I don't think we're going to be able to get to the dispenser in time to start the initial rush, but alright, so he's got the ball. And now, whoever gets the ball to this the end zone that's activated wins. So obviously he has an advantage of being able to do that right now because he's already got the ball, but that means he's going to have to get past everyone else. And if you get knocked down, you drop the ball, and the ball is sort of a little in the game they call it's BALL, an acronym for Bionically Augmented Lower Life Form, but it's basically like the ball sort of crawls around a little bit when you drop it to sort of throw a little bit of extra randomness into the game and make it easier for other people to snatch the ball when you get checked. Okay. So, now, I've got my Gronk here. And the thing is, he's only got 50 action points. So he's only going to be able to move 3 spaces and do 1 check, because a check is 20 action points. But I think if I go down here, and then I do that. Okay, so I injured this guy, and he's got a crippling injury, so he's going to be out of the game for multiple rounds, but I knocked myself down in the process. But now I also have my Dragoran here, who's relatively quick, although he's not as quick as normal because he got knocked down last round. Normally that would take you down to half your, or you lose, I don't know, more than 10 HP for getting knocked down, but that's one of the special abilities that the Dragorans, they pop up quickly and have a lot of AP even after they've been knocked down. So he tried to pick up the ball, but he couldn't quite get a grip on it, so it wriggled away from him. But basically I'm just trying to get some, get my other guys down here to support what's going on. And, basically clear the other guys out and get the ball into our hands. And then also position my guys so that if someone else gets it, they'll have to get past us. As you can see, our team is still not fully deployed yet because we're still beaming in, but the ball is in play. Alright, he got ejected for illegal equipment. See, this team is made up of basically these slug dudes. They're pretty tough, and also I think when you injure them, they sort of emit a cloud of noxious gas, which knocks down other people. And these guys are Kurgans, so they're pretty strong. And when they injure or kill someone, I think it might just be kill, they go into a berserker rage and start attacking anyone else around them, including people on their own team. Alright, so now he's got the ball. Alright. Alright, so he just killed himself trying to take out my Gronk, but his Docbot managed to resuscitate him from being dead. So, yeah, but he zapped me. And unfortunately, my Gronks aren't nearly as effective when on the turn after they've been knocked down as my Dragorans are. So, if I remember right, there's an advantage to your checking ability when you have multiple players in check range of the target of your check. So you see these guys only have 30 AP on the round after they've been knocked down, so I can't get them to where I want them to be and check, but now I'm going to at least try with my human. Alright, and he's got the ball. And right now, we've got this guy sort of between us and the goal, or this guy, depending on which way we go. So I think it makes most sense to just head over this way. And move these guys, sort of follow along and basically be blockers from behind. And this guy, I'm going to take the risk and try to take out that guy, because he's one of the few potential obstacles to us getting to the end, at least right now. There's obviously more players to beam in, so I wouldn't be surprised if we get more opponents appearing. But right now we're in reasonably good shape. So let's see what happens on this next player's turn. You can see right there. Alright, so we knocked my ball carrier down, and now the ball is free again. And so now, because we're basically all trying to get to the same place, there's sort of like a lot of the action is going to be following either at the ball or between the ball and the end zone, rather than sort of like a back and forth between opposing goals like in most sports. So there's like kind of this weird dynamism just like surrounding the ball as it heads toward the goal. And I think it works really well for this game. You know, it makes it much more dynamic when it otherwise might be static, because it's basically in everybody's incentive to move the ball down the field toward the goal. You know, and then everybody else is sort of chasing you and trying to get the ball away from you, but not prevent you from making progress, because you carrying the ball toward the goal is not as good as them carrying the ball toward the goal, but it's still getting the ball closer to the goal, which is what they want. So it's in everybody's best interest to get the ball downfield. All right, so I think I want to do this guy's got 50 AP, so I want to be able to get 2 checks on this guy if I need them. The first one didn't do much good. Nor did that one. Alright. This, I'm also going to try to come down here and take out this Kurgan. That one didn't work. Alright, well, we're down, which isn't ideal, but I'm going to send my human here. Alright, he's got the ball. Which means I'm going to try to check with my Dragoran, even though it's not ideal. Alright, just so that we have, so I don't have to run past an active player. Go up here. And this guy, I'll try to get him out in front. And potentially, I mean, I think I'm not sure I don't think there's a direct handoff. So I don't remember, I think this is just hurl the ball randomly. So it's like once you get the ball, you're sort of obligated to try to run with it. Now I could try to go back into the teleporter, and actually since this guy is so far out of position, like out of a useful position, that's what I'm going to do. So, and then we've got these guys still back here, and they're going to be useful, hopefully, for clearing a path to the end. Once again, this is going to be a little bit dangerous, but I'm going to check this guy, because basically he's stronger and tougher than I am, but... Oh, we got lucky. Alright, so I'm going to end our turn there, and see what happens on the other player's turn. So... this is a little bit dangerous, because that guy is going to be able to check us, but only once, because he's only going to have 30 AP because he was down. But you can see there are some guys close to the end zone. They're going to be playing, you know, positioning themselves, so basically to get in our way, probably. And you can see there that the automatic like reflexive checking, and it's just happens whenever any opposing unit gets close by. So it might have actually been to the slug guy's benefit to let the Kurgan get closer without the risk of the check there, but you know, it happens whenever any opposing unit is nearby. Alright. So this, I'm actually gonna try to do some damage to these guys here. Do the same thing as before, where I kind of surround them before I do the check to get the best, because I think there is some mechanical benefit to doing that. Yeah. But they're still tougher than humans. Okay. No, let's see. It's a little bit risky, but I'm going to come here. Yeah. All right. So instead of running on the most direct line here, I'm actually going to down like this, just to avoid getting adjacent to this slug dude. And this guy, I think I'm just gonna he's only got 30 AP anyway. Oh, I totally forgot about this guy. He could have helped with this whole surround him plan. I always position myself there for some counter checks. This guy, I think I just want him here so that if these guys come up this way, I can get some reaction checks to protect my ball carrier. Well, alright, at least my guy didn't go down. Yeah, alright, and you can see that's I forget what the slug guys, what their species is called, but that's their special ability. So when they get injured, they get that toxic cloud around them. But you see, it's like despite your best efforts, there's often a lot of, possession changes for the ball. It's like it's hard to just guarantee, like have a foolproof plan because your guys are coming into the arena in a random position. You don't know where the ball is going to be found. You don't know where the destination is going to be. So it's kind of like you're always a little bit scrambling to catch up with the action of what's going on. And you can't sort of like pre-position like an unstoppable strategy unless you happen to get like supremely lucky with your guys being in the right place. So there's always usually almost always a chance for the other team to do a little bit of damage or sow a little chaos into whatever you've got going on. Like this guy, I thought I had been pretty well set up to move the ball down the field, but I've already, it's already been knocked out of my hands a couple of times. Now, hopefully we're going to be able to get it from him. And the downside of my Gronks are now down there, they're slow, so having them trying to figure out how to get them back into the action is going to be a little bit, depending on how much of a brawl it turns into to get the ball out of the position where it is now. They might be sort of irrelevant for the rest of the game if the ball moves faster than they do. Don't know what happened there. Yeah, the window just switched out of active, but it's back now. Like I did before, I'm just going to try to position my guys around the guy I'm trying to take down. So it's not ideal that I'm sort of stuck here right next to all these other players, but the Dragorans have kind of the best stats for being ball carriers, so I felt it was to my advantage to try to do that. Basically get into his hands. And I'm going to try to take out some of these guys up here so they can't put as much hurt on me, because they're going to be going next. Alright, that was sort of a almost ideal situation for what I was trying to do. So now I've sort of opened the path for these guys to come in, but I can jump over that guy and just position myself there. At least gives me some more counter checks. Yeah, let's see what they do. Well, that's not necessarily a bad thing for us. So we've got a lot of other guys here that can pick up the ball. At least nobody else got possession. Yeah, spoke a little too soon. But at least we've got my Gronks where I want them. Okay. Oh, man. Yeah. Nope. And attempting to pick up the ball, I think, uses up all your AP for the turn. So, I think it takes 10 to just pick it up, so moving on top of it without 10 left over to grab it would just send it skittering, so I'm not going to do that. It's going to stay where I am and sort of get into a better defensive position. Ah! Oh, okay. trying to click on this guy, not run away. This is a little bit risky, but I'm gonna do that just to get some of the competition out of our way. And blunder turn there. So, and I don't think anybody's going to be able to get the ball away from us. The ball itself might go in, move into a unpleasant, not the best place for us, but alright, it's cooperating for right now. So these guys are going to have to either try to get around us or just get closer to the end zone, so we're going to have to run past them. So we've got 10 turns left before the, I'm trying to move the mouse. 10 turns left down here before the game's called as a tie. But the ball's getting pretty close to the end zone, so somebody's probably going to win. Hopefully it'll be us. I didn't notice there is this guy standing here. Let's see. And that kind of sucked, losing that guy. All right, he's got it. here and just... I'd like to be able to knock some of these guys down, but I don't think I'm going to be able to do it, so I'm just positioning myself for some better reaction checks. If they can't even get adjacent to my guy, even better. And we'll end it there. So once again, we've got a decent position. We'll see if it, how well it holds. Yeah, not long at all. See, like I was saying, like you can do, you know, stuff to get yourself into a good position, but you can't get yourself usually into like a foolproof position. So there's always some dynamism in the game. Not always, but usually some dynamism in the game. And you can see here, it's like you're almost never in a position where there's nobody between you and the goal, and or between you and the ball. It's like because of just the way things work out, the other team will usually end up having randomly a few players in a good position to play defense, and they've got their other players that were chasing after the ball, and they're going to be tangling with your guys. So it's usually a pretty tense situation. Alright, now this is going to be a little bit rough. Just to get my guys into a position where we can do some good here. This is going to be a little bit risky, and I'm going to try to hop over this guy. Yeah. Stunned himself. Basically, I was just trying to get more of my guys around this Kurgan. Make it more likely to check him, but I checked him right there. And the ball's going to skid off this way, which is the only way it could have gone. If the ball can't go anywhere, it will actually teleport farther away. So how many does this guy have left? He's got 30. Alright, he's got it now. And this guy, I'm just going to try to move up here and get him to a better defensive position. Just running sort of this serpentine pattern here just to avoid the defensive reaction checks. And the sluggishness of the UI is still a little bit frustrating. I mean, I don't know how much of that is. I mean, part of that I think is just the greater expectations for smoothness nowadays. Well, that was not exactly what I wanted. Alright. Yeah, I wanted it there. Yeah, so I mean, you know, expectations for how smooth games flow and things like that is probably greater today. And there's just, you know, there's a 20-year-old game, so my expectations have probably shifted, and the game UI sensibility, you know, stayed the same because they haven't been patching it for 20 years and redesigning it and so forth. And part of that is just, I think, you know, there are some what are effectively bugs now, and that, like, how some of the clicks are just unresponsive for a few seconds. That's certainly not intentional. So it's probably just sort of an incompatibility. You know. And that injury kind of sucks. Gets my guy out of position. But we're pretty close to the end zone, so we might get lucky here. We've just got to survive. It's the Kurgan team's turn here, which hopefully we'll be able to do. And luckily they get in each other's way as well. Alright, my turn. So I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright. The hell? Alright. So I was just pausing to dance along with the victory music there, which you couldn't see, but it was rather gratifying for me that I won. So that was the game. That was 1 point. Obviously we won. It gives you some statistics here. You can look at the... So this is the rushing game, obviously. They had more attempts. We had a lot of rushing tiles. You can look at the checking. We threw a lot of checks and landed a lot of them. Did well. Carnage. We did some injuries. Nobody got killed. I think there was one fatality, but the docbot resuscitated them, so that counts as an injury rather than a fatality. Overview. We had 2 ball controls, 4 fumbles. We activated 3 pads. MVP was Kevin. He was the one that scored the ball. He was also the one that found the ball. Interesting. So he found the ball, it changed hands a bunch of times, got back into his hands, and he ran it in. So there we go. So that was a game of Crush Deluxe. I think it's really well designed and a lot of fun, even with the some of the headaches. I'm having fun here. I don't know how much of that is nostalgia and how much of that is just, honest assessment. I think probably a little bit of a mix of both. I'm hoping that it's basically the nostalgia is counteracting the 20-year-old graphics and 20-year-old UI elements, and the fun is sort of still from the basics of the game design. But that's the game, and I'm going to end the video there. But I think it's a great game, and I'm probably going to play a few more and make some more videos and maybe write up a game review of why I think this is such a great game.